In this session, you will set up the required environment to write your AX agent. So here I have opened an EDA playground, a new playground, and I will be copying my code from a already existing playground to this to make things move faster. So first we will set up the design, and next we will set up the necessary few minimal test bench component, and also I will guide you how to compile them and how to test your written environment. Let's first compile the design code. So I have written the design in 3 different files. So first I will open a file called general definitions.sv. Here I'll write all the enumeration. You can see that there are enumeration for read write type, and again the channel type, which is AXA write address, write data, write response, read address, read data. Also I have added 2 more enumeration for all the write transaction, all the read transaction, so that I can combine different transaction across multiple write channels into a single transaction. So this is just your user specific enumeration. And again, I have added 1 more enumeration for that AXA write responses according to the AXA specification. The next file will be the interface.sv. This file contains all the interface definitions for write address, write data, write response, read address, and read data channel. So first we will just go through one of them, and rest are the same. So in the write address AXI write IDDR address interface, we have these many fields. This is specific to AXI specification. We have added 3 cloaking blocks. So this is important in terms of a verification perspective. So usually we will add a cloaking block per different configuration. So we have a cloaking block for a driving master and a driving slave, and also to monitor. So I have named this cloaking block accordingly, like drive master CB, drive slave CB, and monitor CB. And you can see that in all of them, the default input is #1 step and output is #0. I'm not explaining the details of all these input type, all these queues here, but you can add them simply, and this will work in most of the scenarios. In the drive master clocking block, ID, address, length, everything is an output, and only the ready signal is an input. And in the other way, when it is acting as a slave, all these are input, and the ready is an output. And in the monitor clocking block, everything will be an input. Also, I have added 2 more mode port named master and slave. So this is required to handle them in the DUT. So this is not recommended to use in the verification environment, because you should use clocking blocks to give specific deterministic nature to your drivers. And in the DUT, you can use this master and slave mode port accordingly, according to your DUT functionality. And in the same way, I have added all the interface definition for write data, then write response. So you can see that they are just quite similar. Then read address and read data. So once you are familiar with the AXI interface, you can define all of them. And finally, we will be defining the file dummydut.sv. So I will share this dummydut code so that your work will be easier if you're planning to try this. But I'm not sharing the interface or the general definition. Those you have to write by your own. The reason I'm not sharing the interface is you will learn a lot of things while writing an interface yourself. So the DUT that we are considering here is a simple DUT which is having 2 AXI interfaces in general. So remember that each AXI consists of 5 different channels, which are write address, write data, write response, read address, and read data. To make things easier, we will be considering only the write channels, that is 3 write channels here. And further, after completing the right part of the write address part, the right part, you can go ahead and add your code for read part. So first you can stick to the write part. But in the interface, I have defined all of them. and you can see that in the interface appropriate mode ports are used because the DUT will be a slave. Therefore, write address, write data, and read address channel will be using the slave mode port, and the write response and the read data channel will be using the master mode ports. So these are the interfaces. AXI write address interface 1 and 2, and accordingly all other interfaces are defined. Now in the dummy DUT, you don't need to worry about the actual RTL behavior. You just need to drive random ready signals to all these slave things. So you can see that in the address data and read address channel, you need to drive random ready. So what I've written is in an always block at every positive edge of the clock, I am using the urandom function to drive ready randomly 0 or 1. So initially I would suggest you to drive, instead of driving random, you make them always ready for the time initially, and once you are moving on, you can make it random. So I just started that commented code here. And in order to deal with the write response, so remember that I'm not dealing with the read data part here, that you have to add if you want later. But in order to deal with the write responses, you need to save some information about the packet that is coming in. Because the protocol says whenever you get a completed write address and write data, you have to send a response for that write over the write response channel, saying whether it is an OK or error, slave error, or deck error. So what I've done is I've used a verification logic here. I'm using a queue here to make things very simple. So I'm using two different queues to save all the incoming write IDs. So at every very last cycle of your write data channel, I am pushing the WID, the write data channel ID, into this queue. So you can see that always a positive edge of the clock. If in the interface, if there is a write valid and write ready and WLAS is coming, I will be pushing it into the queue. And in the same way, I'm pushing the write IDs of the second write data interface into a different queue. And again in another always block, whenever the queue is not empty, I will be driving these signals. So this is how I drive. First valid is placed, and the ID will be, the response ID will be the first ID that is popped from this queue. And I'm sending a OK response here. Wait for one positive edge of clock. Again, wait for this signal to be accepted by the master. So wait for this ready. If the ready is not low, the ready is not high, wait for the ready to be high. Then drive 0 on this thing and repeat this thing. And it's the same for the second interface as well. And also you should note that all the assignments here are non-blocking assignments. All of them are in BA. So since all of them are in BA, this will mimic your actual RTL, even if you are using a queue verification component queue inside. So this WUT would be enough for you to start your coding. So first compile this, write this part, compile this, and next you will move to the verification part. So at this point you are getting compile errors saying these interfaces are left unconnected. So don't worry about them. We will instantiate them and connect them into test bench in the next module.